Hey everybody, welcome to Game Devs Play Games, where we play games and talk game design. And today, we're doing a weird one and an awesome one. We're playing Fall of Magic, as my friend Eddie here is waving around.
Fall of Magic.
Fall of Magic, here's the instruction booklet, that's the box, and here's the game. It's a map. It's awesome.
And joining us today, we have two special guests. We have Eddie, which has been on the show before, and we have Rachel, who has also been on the show before, but not for quite some time.
What up?
I'm gonna put this away.
For reference, Eddie is our sound designer for the game dev stuff. Rachel's just cool. Well, no, I'm going to take that back.
Damn it, you're so close.
Nice.
Open up a can of worms, man.
So close.
So Fall of Magic.
Ooh, pretty. No, but it's good. It's good.
So explain Fall of Magic, Nate.
Okay, so basically this is it. It is a storytelling, collaborative storytelling adventure. It is 100% storytelling. So the rules are more like guidelines on how to play the game. So we're not really concerned too much about if there's a success or anything like that. It's very much just like improvisational techniques and all that jazz. So basically, the idea behind it is, and it's quoted at the beginning, magic is dying and we're going on a journey to try to save it. And so there are 4 players, and there's an additional token for the Majus. So we're going to go over here.
Did we say who made the game?
We didn't say who made the game. We should do that. It is
Rachel.
It's gone now.
published by
Deernicorn.
The Heart of the Deernicorn.
Part of the Deernicorn.
And it's created by Ross Cowman.
Yeah. Say that again.
Made by Ross Cowman. Thanks for the awesome game, man.
Yeah.
This was a Kickstarter game too, right?
It certainly was. I believe the goal was $19,500, and they ended up raising $75,000 for this game.
That's pretty awesome. And that's why there's a sick map now.
It's true. We were able to pick it up at Gen Con, and there were only 20 copies available for the entire weekend, and we managed to snag one, thankfully and happily. You can have it back now.
It's also beautiful and awesome to hold and touch and play with things. However, it is not cheap. So that is why we have to play this game. Because there are many
to
people...
justify the expense.
Well, yeah, a lot. Well, I mean, and it makes sense because all the pieces are really, really expensive, but also because a lot of people wanted to get their hands on this, and
not many get to see the physical stuff.
I mean, the map is
Yeah.
hand-painted.
That's fair. It's totally fair.
nobody can hear you unless you...
The map is hand-painted.
Is it really?
Yes.
Like, not even screen printed?
No. Hand-painted.
Are you sure?
Yes.
That's crazy
So,
if
once
that's
again,
true.
They can't hear you. All right.
It's a learning process, folks.
So, okay, so we each are going to pick a token, and then the leftover one is going to get to be the Magus. I'm gonna have the sword. I'm the sword guy.
What's this?
That makes sense.
I'm going to be the river.
It's river. I guess I'll be the tree.
Yay.
Cool. Then that just leaves us with the candle here. Okay, so basically, how it's played is first you introduce the scene and where you're at. So the main location. So in this case, we're at Ravenhall. And that's where the journey starts. So first, what you do is you describe the scene of Ravenhall, what it's like, and it's completely up to you. And then you describe how the Magus responds to it. So you actually, all players will have a say in what the Magus is like and his or her opinions and how they play. After that happens, then each player will go around the table describing how their character interacts with the scene. So we'll just dive right in, but basically that's the gist of it. Once that happens, we can at any time choose to move on to the next location once everybody's had a chance to be part of the scene. And then each one of these main locations here, so for instance, the bridge has a saying under it. It's like you're facing the river. You have to make that part of the scene. So if it says you're facing the river, try to incorporate what it's like with your face in the river. So in other words, if it's a reflection or literally somebody putting your face in the river or whatever the case is.
Consider it a story prompt. It's not by any means you don't have to do it 100%. You can also take it figuratively instead of literally.
It's basically an improvisational role-playing game without game mechanics, really.
Yeah.
I mean, there are mechanics, but they're not like, they don't really force your hand very much.
Yeah, they're not there to... I don't know, they're more there to direct things than they are to determine them. So, we have each already picked our hero, so basically, start the game off by this. Magic is dying, and the Majus is dying with it. We travel together to the realm of the Umbras, where magic was born. And there's our story. And then we each have chosen a name, and what our title is and where we come from. So, want to go around the table?
Let's start with Rachel.
Yeah.
I am Vago, the Raven of Ravenhall.
I am Piccolo, the hero of Barley Town.
I'm Caspian, the scholar of Astalia.
And I am Kabu, Golem of Ravenhall.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's start this off. All right. We've come far and wide, and finally, we've reached Ravenhall, where magic was originally located, discussed, and studied. The Majus walks up to the gates of Ravenhall, and with a slight touch on the door, her fingerprint is embedded, and the door opens up. Arcane dust flows from the ground and into the air as we all cough and breathe at its musty taste. The Magus walks through the hallways, pointing artifacts here and there and their importance to us. She has important business to attend to, though. Who wants to start off?
I sure do. I, Vago, step out from my chambers. Attached to the scrying pool, I spend most of my time here. And within the pool, I am given visions of what our coming journey is to be. I have vague ideas of who is going to be accompanying us on our path. But as I'm doing this, I am reminded of all of the years that I have spent here serving the Majus, just waiting until she finally decided it was time to leave. It has become very lonely in Ravenhall. But now, I await the rest of our group.
Piccolo, the hero of Barley Town, contemplates his title that he has been given and hopes that no one will find out the truth.
Ooh.
He wanders around the rose garden, its sharp thorns protruding here and there, but surrounded by the beauty of the roses. They flow freely even though there is no one tending to the garden. What's left of the magic has kept them alive. He looks around and contemplates and thinks about how truly legendary of a person he has become. I will pick up the legendary trait.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about the traits.
So the traits, sorry to interrupt, the traits basically are just there for flavor, and you do mark them on your character sheet. So here's my character sheet, right? I don't know if I'm, there we go.
There you go.
Okay, cool. So, here's my character sheet, and I'm Piccolo the hero of Barley Town, and I'm going to go ahead and write in that I'm legendary. What does that mean? Whatever we feel like it means at any point.
Yep. And other characters can play off of that, right? So, like, say we go to another town and I'm talking to some, like, rando people and I'm like, have you met Piccolo? Have you heard his legends of the time that he did this thing with 1,000,000 mushrooms? Crazy, am I right? And then they'd be like, ooh, ah.
I mean,
And
I
then-
kind of want to hear the story about the mushrooms.
Caspian, the scholar of Astalia, makes his way to the menagerie, studying all the various beasts that you do find within. Many days he has spent here wondering what really makes these magical beasts tick.
What about the last time you saw real magic?
Ooh.
It was here
What did it
with
look
these
like?
beasts because of their magic.
All right.
That's exactly what I said.
Maybe you should listen to your friends more.
No.
Ooh. Kabu stands at the bridge,
Do you?
staring into the water with his stony eyes and feeling a kinsmanship to the bridge.
Where's your coin, though, buddy?
He gets lost in his... Oh,
Boom.
I suppose I should put that down. He gets lost looking into his eyes and thinking about nothing as he accidentally tumbles into the water and as a stone golem, he cannot swim.
Oh. Is he affected by not being able to breathe underwater?
No, he's
Stone,
he's
so
fine.
he should be
He's
fine,
he's
right?
he's a golem. He doesn't need to breathe. He's
Yeah.
just I can't get out.
I keep slipping in all the mud.
There's so much mud.
Anyway,
Thankfully, the Raven has now seen what is going on elsewhere in Ravenhall at this time. So I am able to go to Kabu the Golem. Hello?
Help! Help! I cannot get out.
What have you tried doing up until this point?
Swimming, it does not work with stone.
Have you tried sitting?
Kabu sits and becomes fully submerged in the water.
Now attempt to stand.
Kabu stands. Ah, it is much better to stand than sit.
Correct. Now just walk along the riverbed until you reach the bank.
Kabu walks forward with muddy feet. Well, and gets out of the water. Well, that worked, but my feet are muddy. Thank you, you have given me purpose. How can I help you?
Well, Kabu, I believe you. Have you joined us here for our journey onward, or were you just passing
Yes.
through? Excellent.
I have now. I will join you on your journey. Thank you for helping me.
Of course. Let us go to the Rose Gardens where we all congregating before we leave.
Yes, let us go to the Garden of Roses.
that was beautiful.
He's a very thoughtful guy.
I think at this point we could probably move on. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
guess you don't want to.
I mean, that's...
Actually, it kind of already started, so I'll have a turn. I'll let Eddie,
Caspian runs to the rose
Oh,
garden.
Caspian wants to run. Okay, fine. Just go to the.
Hello, friends. Are we about to get way on our journey here? I've exhausted all the knowledge I can of this place. I'm sure there's more to learn out in the real world here.
Haha, that there is, friend. Have I met you before? I am Piccolo, the legendary.
We've certainly met on many occasions.
I don't remember you.
We we had drinks last night at the tavern. We talked about meeting here.
Ah, yes, and I surely paid for your tab.
You possibly. I don't get paid here in Ravenhall.
Of course you don't. It's okay. Even the little man has importance.
I'm 6'3".
Yes, I'm sure. Maybe if you didn't slouch so much.
Whatever.
We all digress. Majus is on her way. We would do our best to make sure that we present, like we're competent a little bit.
Yes.
Get it together.
Yes.
This is important.
I read.
Okay.
Hey, you should move us along. We all talked a bit.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, this is the Majus.
This is the fun part, right?
Okay,
So now-
make sure it's up enough. I think it's getting cut off a little bit.
You're getting cut off. All right. So we were
I think the ice pack weighs down the stand.
I believe.
Okay, so now we're going to Oak Hills.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Boo-boo-doo-boo-doo-boo. Let's take our...
Oh yeah. The Majus finds us in the Rose Gardens and collects the party. Somewhat surprised that there is a golem just standing amongst them, but doesn't question it because a golem is still helpful.
Track mud all over your roses.
Feeding the flowers. The Majus purchases a man, I can't think of the word. Some horses
Ah.
to take us to the Oak Hills. And we
Mounts, yes.
mounts,
Noble
yes,
steeds.
Ah, steeds.
a carriage, if you will. Rents a carriage with a carriage rider. The golem cannot fit. So he just strides alongside.
The stride of the golem is that of a short gallop on a small pony.
They say that golems make the best sentinels. Keep watch, friend.
I have no real eyes, just stone ones.
I don't really like horses that much. Can I ride on your shoulder?
Okay.
Yay.
As we enter the Oak Hills, the crisp leaves begin to fall as a mark of the end of summer. Majus takes a moment to enjoy the silence before the chatter resumes. I'm not being very creative right now.
No, it's okay.
The chatter of the caravan resumes, so she takes a moment to silence us and enjoy the last moments of summer.
As she waves her hand up in the air, the hero looks at her and goes, "Shh, silent. She's preparing a spell." And then she takes out a pipe and taps it and begins to smoke. Ah, yes, fine weed that is.
That's a weird smelling spell.
I wish I could smell.
You peasants don't even begin to understand the level of magic that she used to operate on, do you? This is all that is left to her.
I'm a scholar. I've been reading about it.
She made
It is
me.
one thing to read and one thing to practice.
That's a fair point, fair lady.
So who wants to go first?
Somebody. Anybody.
I think actually you. If he started us off, going in order.
All right, I'll keep starting it off. I don't mind at all.
Do it.
Trying to get a hold of my emotions again. I walk along Harper's Road, where I think of all of those that we left in Ravenhall, who are unfit to join us on this journey to discover where the magic went. Those who relied too heavily on magic to sustain their lives and who just withered away. As I make my way back towards camp, I am just assaulted with visions of the rows and rows of tombstones that behind Ravenhall.
A little bit off, separating himself from the pack. The hero looks around and yawns at dawn. His morning ritual is something a little bit above the basic peasants. 10 sit-ups, 10 push-ups. He runs for a whole 10 kilometers. Is that a lot? I don't actually know if 10 kilometers is a lot. Is it a lot?
It's about 7
It was
miles.
like unimpressive.
He actually has
oh my
a
god!
very impressive heart rate. Part of his morning ritual is a run so far, in fact, that he often gets lost, but he always finds his way back for whatever else is a hero to do, but to find his way to the end of a journey. That's all. That's his morning ritual.
Caspian, joining Piccolo, sort of joining him as he runs off into the distance, realizes that it may be the ending of summer and the ending of the day as the sun sets upon the horizon. He remembers.
Oh, shoot. I didn't bring my morning tea with me. Tomorrow's not going to be off to a very good start. I'm going to be very out of it. Oh, heavens, I hope I can find some tea leaves around here. Surely we can make a campfire and make some hot water in the morning. Oh, goodness.
No better place to find tea leaves than on the road!
What?
Come with me!
Okay.
Kabu stands in the middle of the camp that is now being set up as evening falls, with pleading eyes, just looking at everyone, waiting for someone to tell him what to do. The Majus walks up to him, pats him on the shoulder, and says, "Why don't you collect some wood to start a campfire?" And he goes, "Yes, I will do that immediately." Trots off into the forest and comes back with a fallen tree.
Yay, we can have tea in the morning.
The Majus frowns, but pets Kabu on the shoulder and says, "You're very kind. Thank you for your help." And Kabu stands even straighter and says, "I am kind. Thank you. I now gained the kind trait.
He is a very kind golem. He let me ride on his shoulder all the way here.
Is kind good?
Kind is good.
Caspian pats him on the shoulder.
I like being kind.
It is by the firelight that we are finally reminded what it is like to have a single purpose. Something that we used to have from home, but in the chaos that has come in the last few weeks, the moment to just sit, relax, and take in the kinship is quite the comfort.
While she takes in the kinship, Piccolo wonders about the town to come. Barley Town, his hometown, is a wonderful place, and everybody there reveres him as a hero. But he wished he could just tell them what truly happened. But as he looks around at the random faces, he realizes that maybe this journey might be more important than he. Still, he will have to stop off at Barley Town along the way. Whoever. You want to pick it up? Do you want to be the Magus?
And now it is time for us to continue our journey onward toward the town of Barley.
Your Magus voice is better than all of ours. Better than mine, too.
Quickly, heroes, away.
Can I ride on your shoulder again?
Okay.
Huzzah!
Describe Barley Town.
Yeah, what's Barley Town like?
Barley Town, a hustling, bustling city full of scores of different people, just merchants throughout the entire streets, children playing with hoop and stick.
Hoop and stick.
I like that.
It's a hoop and
That is a great game.
It is a great game. You don't know. Have you ever
I'm too
played it?
big to play hoop and stick.
The sun may... The sun may be setting, though many are out in the town square getting ready for the night's carnival. Musicians pick up instruments and begin to play lightly.
And so begins the Hoop and Stick Festival.
Kabu's hoop and stick is a water wheel and a sycamore tree, actually.
Nobody hoop and sticked as well as he. And the token's out. Kabu.
I love.
Am I first?
Yeah.
Oh heavens.
I think you're getting a little too into character.
Oh, this is not mine.
Here you go.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Caspian,
All
take
right.
better care of your things.
Oh boy, there are a lot of options here.
Yeah.
All the options. Nope.
Not that.
Hmm.
Do you want to start? Are you prepared?
Do it.
Do it.
Because I'm...
Kabu heads over to Oak Island and sits on a bench, a bench that can support his weight, mind you, and thinks back into the good old days, a decade long past, where he used to play with the children who are no longer in this town. He remembers the fond times he had with them and the relationships he built. It brought him so much joy to just make people happy. Kabu tries to smile, but his face is stone, so he can't.
Was that an earthquake?
Knowing that this is the best place to get any of the various provisions we need on our journey forward, I go and find Matilda. I've heard word of this woman before, but I have never actually met her before. Walking up to her homestead, she stands out front, pitchfork ready, very wary of any travelers. The children are gone for a reason, and it's not one that we like to talk about.
Ooh.
She thinks that the best thing for me is to get on out of here. But no, that is not what I need. I need food.
Solid.
Dark and cryptic,
don't know
dark
what I
and
need.
cryptic.
I'm hungry.
Hungry.
Sandwich or something.
I mean, you've never seen her hangry. You don't know.
Piccolo returns.
Seriously.
Piccolo returns to his favorite spot of Barley Town, the Inn of the Axe and the Fiddle. He barges into the door and sings a song of his people. Oh, nobody knows the hospitality of the Barley Lord. Nobody knows the rest of the song's words. As he grabs a drink and starts downing it. Everybody laughs and applauds him. They're so happy of the return of the hero of Barley Town.
Hooray!
Caspian makes his way to the old abbey for a confession of sorts.
If you're the reason these children disappeared, I'm gonna be real mad.
Oh no, his confession. His confession is that the reason he was not paid at all in Ravenhall for his work is because on the third day he arrived in Ravenhall to be a scholar for the Magus, he accidentally destroyed a book in the river, an ancient tome with secrets not too important, but still those that are held dear to many people. He could not recover the book, and so he had to work the rest of his days for free because of his incompetence.
Wait, did you lose the book at Ravenhall?
Yes, he dropped it in the scrying pool. He dropped it in the scrying pool.
I was such a fool with Butterfingers. Maybe one of these days I'll know how to hold things properly.
Kabu hobbles over to the old abbey and sits down and just mutters to himself,
Oh, welcome, chair.
I've had a pain in my ankle this whole trip. Am I getting old?
fiddles around with his ankle, and pulls out a soggy book.
Must be garbage.
And he throws it off to the side.
Oh, wait, what is that?
Or
No, pick it up for me. Where did it go? Over
it's an
here?
ankle
Oh,
pain maker.
Oh, it's-
If you want a painful ankle.
that's an ancient tome about fairies in the West. I must get it back.
I don't understand how that would cause ankles pain. But
'Cause it
here
was-
you go.
Oh, thank you. You see, most of these pages are completely ruined due to someone once dropping it in a pool at one point. How long have you been here? Yes, someone somewhere dropped it in a pool once.
Have fun with your painful ankles.
I'm not gonna stick it in my ankles. I'm gonna put it in my pack.
Oh,
Where do you carry
be
things?
careful with that.
I want to know why these kids are missing.
So why don't you do something about it?
I know, but I had a book in my ankle.
Well,
I think it has to do with the book.
has to do with the book. Has to do with the book.
Surely someone somewhere can transcribe these pages again.
Oh man.
You found it.
You were talking behind the microphone.
You found it. I got too excited. Where did you find this?
Oh, this book, we found it in his ankle.
Don't touch it.
Oh, it's in my hand.
Drop it now.
I tried to
We
warn
need the
you.
Majus. Majus. Be the Majus.
Did someone say my name? She appears from behind a tree.
I like her name is Majus.
Yes. What?
You don't call the president Barack.
I do.
But that's not his name. His name isn't a president.
Well, but you still call
What's the
him.
title?
We call him
The
Mr.
title.
President.
But he just said,
Did someone say my name?
Anyway.
They found
Although
it.
the story moves on.
Ah, I see. I thought that was lost some time ago. She squints at the scholar.
Yeah, I wonder what happened to it.
How do we... I mean, we can't just toss it away like that again.
Well, I guess we'll just have to take it with us and deal with it along the way, she says.
I've been already dealing with it along the way.
I guess that makes sense now.
You're not going
now
to
we
put
know
it
why
back,
it hasn't
are
been
you?
working as well.
Unfortunately, my friend, we're going to have to.
No.
You know what's
No.
weird? What's weird is it's been in your ankle this entire time, and the binding's not even like bent.
Majus,
I'm pretty
I'll take the
dry.
burden on this one. I am not much longer for this world as it stands.
Is she gonna
Majus
die?
contemplates. Perhaps this is a good test for the apparently now soon to pass Raven.
Oh no. Oh, that was my reaction to you.
Oh, my reaction was the camera died. No! The Magus takes the book in her hand and hands it to the Raven. Here, this is entrusted to you. I feel like you know what to do with it.
I take off my scarf and I wrap it around the book and shove it into my pack. It'll be a while until I can handle it in the way that it needs to be, but until that time, hopefully, this book will not corrupt me more than it already has.
I sure would like to read that sometime, seeing as I never have before.
Absolutely not.
It's so much better there than in my ankle.
I will do my best to tell you of its contents, but even that alone is enough to endanger you.
How much were they gonna pay you for delivering this? You're a villain. You killed kids. Well, made them disappear.
I didn't kill anyone.
Drunken and out of his mind, Piccolo travels on to the Swine Hill. The Swine Hill, where once a battle was fought long ago. See what I did there? Anyway, the battle was fought long ago. He remembers this crazy battle where he held his brothers in arms, dearly in his hands as they passed, and screamed, "No, I will avenge you!" Unfortunately, Piccolo is a terrible fighter, but he
damn,
is
can he
very
run.
good. He is very good at one thing, and that is taking credit for things he did not do. He remembers Jeff. Jeff, the legendary soldier, which Piccolo is now, because he also took credit for that.
You know, I've read specifically about this battle. You had nothing to do with it.
I was there.
No, you weren't. Your name has never been mentioned.
Do you see how cleft this chin is? Of course I was
I'm
there.
pretty sure you slipped on a hand cloth.
I've done that too.
No,
That
no,
happens.
no, I didn't. No, I didn't. Shut up.
Well, either way, I'm gonna go off to the farmer's market. I need some tea.
You do
Piccolo
need that.
wonders to himself, can you poison tea?
What was that?
Yes.
Nothing?
I'm sorry, what was that thought you had?
I think it's time to move this along. Next time?
Dun 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 dun. Next time, I will be the Majus.
Next
and we
time
will
on-
continue on.
Next time on GDPG.
The fall of magic.
Let me sing you a song of my people.
So I think we should still do a question of the day though. I know this isn't very game designy, but I'd like to offer a question of the day is what design a location for this game,
Yeah,
and you know what scenarios would that location have?
definitely. Do you think the prompts are helpful, or do you think that hinders people's creativity?
I think they're extremely helpful.
This question isn't for you, Edward. You've been on the show.
Sorry,
You know
that's
how
right.
this works.
My bad, I fucked up.
Shocking.
Well, thank you for watching. I hope you guys are enjoying this different kind of series, but we're gonna keep this one going for a little bit. So.
I know I enjoyed it.
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
I'm really enjoying it.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.